Hello, coaches and basketball enthusiasts. Welcome to the Coach Carvalho podcast, the podcast where we explore the world of basketball analytics and bold training methods. I'm Coach Carvalho, your host. In today's episode, I will examine how conventional strategies hold teams back from maximizing performance and why predictable tactics often fail to close the gap against superior talent or other powerhouse teams, while revealing how smart analytics-driven play creates opportunities for success and unlocks a team's full potential. Early in my coaching journey, I realized that every moment on the court, whether in a game or at practice, is an opportunity to grow, improve, and maximize potential. For players, it's a chance to sharpen their skills. And for coaches, it's a time to refine strategies that align with their team's strengths and players' abilities. As the Division I men's basketball season gets underway, teams are working to integrate new players into their systems and adapt their play style. These early games are invaluable for observing what works, making adjustments, and building strategies that fully leverage a team's potential. It's a critical time for coaches to reflect on their approach and seize opportunities for growth. Yet, from my perspective as a coach who analyzes the game through the lens of basketball analytics, many teams are missing a tremendous opportunity. The reliance on predictable and widely used conventional strategies limits their ability to bridge the gap against teams with superior talent. For instance, defensively, many teams stick to reactive ball containment systems without incorporating passing lane denial rules, allowing offenses to freely explore their best scoring options. From what I've seen in the early games I've analyzed, many teams continue to rely on commonly used defensive strategies that defend all opposing players as if all were equally important to the offense's production rather than focusing on neutralizing key scorers. This approach often fails to address critical factors like reducing offensive possession time or limiting shot attempts per possession, both of which play a decisive role in game outcomes. Without a clear plan to disrupt possession, games where possession time is balanced tend to favor the team with superior talent. Compounding this issue, there is little emphasis on regaining possession quickly as soon as it is lost, leading to missed opportunities to shift momentum. These defensive tactics lack the strategic objective to minimize opponents' possession time and point production, leaving valuable vulnerabilities open to be explored. On the offensive side, many teams continue to rely heavily on predictable pick and roll plays and low percentage three-point shots, often without visible shooting selection rules, giving the impression that all players have the green light to shoot from beyond the arc. This lack of structure, combined with limited off-ball or continuous player movement, makes it easier for defenses to focus on shutting down primary scorers. Furthermore, there is a noticeable absence of strategies aimed at forcing opponents' best players into challenging defensive situations, such as exploiting mismatches or drawing early foul trouble. Transition opportunities are similarly underutilized, as teams frequently settle for rushed or contested three-point attempts late in the shot clock, even when their roster lacks consistent perimeter shooters. Maximizing shot attempts and points per possession should be a primary focus, yet it remains an underexplored aspect of many offensive game plans. One of the key tactical opportunities, often underutilized in the games I've watched, is the implementation of a cohesive system that connects defense and offense through basketball analytics. Defensively, teams should focus on reducing the opponent's average time of possession, limiting their shot attempts, and lowering their point production per possession. Offensively, the goal is to minimize the time it takes to generate high percentage shots, maximize shot efficiency, increase your team's total possession time, and raise the total field goal attempts for the game. By executing this dual approach, you create more scoring opportunities for your team, ultimately leading to more points than your opponent. This method not only levels the playing field, but also significantly increases your chances of success, even when competing against teams with superior talent. These are just a few observations highlighting how teams could better utilize basketball analytics to gain a competitive edge. By playing the game smart and aligning their strategies with the numerical logic of basketball, Last night, I watched a game that underscored this point, where strategic adjustments could have tilted the game in one team's favor. One team had tall, skilled perimeter players capable of creating mismatches. Still, instead of fully exploiting the team's and players' abilities and characteristics to break down the defense, they relied on predictable pick and roll sets. The alternative would have been to focus on taking advantage of their size and skill to create better matchups or draw defenders into foul trouble. Meanwhile, their opponent leveraged smaller, quicker guards to capitalize on speed mismatches and create scoring opportunities. This contrast demonstrated how playing the game intelligently by exploiting players' strengths and aligning tactics with the mathematical logic of the game can shift outcomes and give teams the upper hand. Contrast in strategy highlights a crucial point. Coaches stepping onto the court and using the same strategies as your opponent or basing your game tactics solely on box score statistics does not level the playing field, it keeps it the same. To upset superior teams or compete with powerhouses, the key is to think differently, use smart strategies, and embrace analytics as a tool to guide your decisions. By aligning critical elements like possession time, shot attempts per possession, and overall game planning with analytics, you can give your team a competitive edge. These adjustments aren't about changing everything you do. They're about making smarter, more intentional decisions that allow your players to thrive, empowering you and putting you in control of your team's success. By aligning your strategies with the critical analytics of the game, you can elevate your team's performance and position them to compete at the highest level. At Smart Hoops Analytics, we collaborate with you every step of the way, helping you adapt and fine-tune your approach to fit your coaching style and team goals. We understand the challenges you face, and we offer fresh, actionable insights that empower your players and create new opportunities for success. Together, we can develop a plan that not only helps your team win expected games, but also makes a statement on the court. Our Smart Hoop Strategy Package offers detailed analytics and coaching insights on a per game, multiple game, or season long basis. Whether you're looking to fine tune a single game or develop long term strategies, we're here to help you build smarter, data driven approaches that maximize your team's potential. Now is the time to bring fresh excitement to your coaching, inspiring your players and energizing your fans while transforming your approach to winning. For more details and to register, visit www.smarthoopsanalytics.com. Well, coaches, that wraps up today's episode. If you found this discussion helpful, we'd love your support. Please leave likes and comments on our podcast website. Your feedback helps us continue delivering valuable content and attract potential sponsors. We also invite you to share your insights and experiences with us, as they'll help us improve future episodes. Your participation makes this podcast a community, and we deeply value your contributions. Remember, you can access our podcast on various platforms, including TuneIn, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Player FM, and more. Coaches, success on the court isn't just about talent. It's about strategy, preparation, and the courage to adapt when it matters most. By embracing analytics and stepping away from conventional approaches, you have the power to help your team. I hope you can join us for the next episode. Until then, keep challenging the game and striving for greatness. This is Coach Carvalho signing off.